Good morning, good evening, or good night to the lovely people watching. And in today's video, we'll be speaking about discovering yourself. Not that we're gonna open up and see, okay, here is what's wrong, this, and that. No. More in a sense that I'd like to teach you a few things that I wish I learned years ago, or someone taught me, or that I wasn't equally dumb as I was before. I'm going to speak heavily mainly about the gym because that's one of my biggest passions. I remember when I started off going to the gym years ago, I had this mentality that my expectations were here. But reality hit me and my expectations should have been here. I thought maybe bench pressing 40 kilos, deadlifting 60 kilos, and doing able 3 pull-ups in the gym session is going to make me strong, and it's going to be the expectations I had for that workout. First time I ever went to the gym, I just went exactly for these exercises. No warm-up, no plan, just pure stupid mindset. I'm grateful for that I did that day because it made me put in a right trajectory of life because I learned a lot. I continued to make the same mistakes for ages before a big guy in the gym took me aside and asked me what I was doing or if I needed some help. This dude was a power lifter, fucking massive. And I was just plainly just, you know what, yes, I need some help. He showed me how to do a right form when it comes to the incline bench press. He talked me around a few exercises and showed me. And I realized that my ego needs to be put aside. In order for me to grow muscles, in order for me to become bigger, stronger, faster, I needed to listen to advice people that came before me, that have done the mistakes that I can avoid. And I realized later on that I discovered that I'm not aiming for becoming massive. I'm aiming for strength, mobility, and speed. Because I've always found a passion, or I've always been a fan of explosive type of movement. Take boxing as an example. I've always been a fan of just a movement that the boxers just they move around and then it's always been fascinating for me because they have like speed, precision, and they're always on their tippy toes. Something like that along those lines is something I'm aiming for. But it took me years to discover what I wanted to. Over to the next point about trying to discover yourself. Fuck around and figure out. I remember, as another example, when I was 18, 19, 20. It was the peak of drinking. Like, you're just finished high school and everyone's drinking, spending summer vacation and sort of thing like this, getting drunk on the weekend and having a hangover the next day and then being fully operational on the third day. I tried this. I tried the drinking community. I tried having friends and fuck around and sort of things like that. And I realized that, you know what? This drinking thing, getting wasted every single weekend, it's not for me. Because I don't find it fascinating to hang out with these people because they're not aligned with my goals. So slowly over time, I just removed myself from drinking and hanging out with these people. Of course, if they have fun, go for it. But I mean, it just wasn't my style. If I'm going to take a drink, I'd rather be a glass of whiskey after a hard week. But that had to be earned. Like every single day, it had to be a really hard work session or a really shitty at work. And you know what, just at the end of the week, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to take that glass of whiskey because I deserved it. That's my type of drinking. Taking a glass of whiskey with some good quality friends and then speak about life. Speak about dumb mistakes that you've done with them or in general good memories. That sort of thing that I aspire for. Not drinking every single weekend and wasting $300-400 on that night. And I can't deny that going out drinking with the boys, it's fucking fun. right type of people, right type of community, going to a club that you like every now and then. Last time I did it was with a close friend of mine. Traveled traveled a little abroad, not abroad, but I traveled to another city in order to drink with the dude because I haven't seen him in a while. I don't regret it. It was fun. Made new friends, made new allies, and communication was fun. I ended up drinking like, I don't remember, but I remember I was sober towards the end. I was maybe a little tipsy, but I was the one like watching over all these idiots making mistakes. And it was this one guy that I called him Houdini because every single time this motherfucker went into the bathroom, he always came out with someone we didn't even fucking know who it was. He just made friends in the fucking bathroom. And now, you know what? I went in with the dude. And I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna watch you take a leak. And I'm gonna watch you make friends. Not even 2 minutes in, he made a friend right beside him in the fucking urinal stall. It was amazing. Because this dude's capacity to just make friends just like that, it was inspiring and fun as fuck. That sort of thing was fun. And I discovered that these are my type of people when I have the money or I have the capacity to go out drinking. I discovered my type of people, discovered who I like to be with. And that ends us with towards the last thing. And this is very important and a very crucial step anyway. No matter how old you are watching my videos, there's one thing I want you to realize and want to understand. No matter if I shit on video games or I shit on the drinking life or my perspective about religion, don't let that affect you. As long as you're doing something that makes you happy and it beneficial you and maybe people around you, go for it. I'll give an example. Building Lego Star Wars, creating art, collecting Warhammer figures and Pokemon cards is something that makes me fucking happy. At the end of every single month, I get a paycheck. Every single month, I budget things, okay? Bills need to be done and paid for. I need food in the fridge, so I need to stock up. Let's say I got, at the end of this month, let's say I got $50 that I can spend on something fun. That's gonna be Pokemon cards, my boys. And I'm not saying that, oh yes, we're aiming for the chase card of the set. And I'm not gonna be one of those fucking idiots, weirdos. I like the nostalgia it feels. Opening packs. It brings me back to my childhood. I remember because one of the first Pokemon cards that I ever opened was Platinum Arceus, and the first game I ever got that I obsessed over and I think I'm more than 400 or 500 hours on is on the Nintendo DS, Pokemon Black and White. It just brings this sort of nostalgia for me, and I never quit. I just continued with the thing because it brings joy and happiness to me. And the same goes for you. If you have, let's say, video games as your hobby, or if you have, I don't know, something else, but it's your way to plug out from reality and just in order to connect again, go for it. As long as you realize that, cool, I got 1 hour this weekend to spend playing Space Marines 2, Ratchet and Clank, or GTA. Go for it. But the older that you get, you will realize more and more that I ain't got time for these things all the time as when I was 14, 15 years old. Because when you were 14, 15 years old, you could sit until like 3 a.m. and scream at the top of your lungs just like, fuck you! You were supposed to die that match, but you cheated! That sort of thing. Unfortunately, I can't do that anymore because, well, I'm a grown man and reality has hit in that I need bills to pay and I still have dreams and sort of things to aspire for. But when I have time on the weekend or an extra hour during the day, I'm going to gladly spend that by disconnecting from reality, by taking one of my art pieces that I've been working on for a while and just continue it. And when time runs out, it's time for bed. Go to bed. That's what life is about, discovering who you are. Fuck around, figure it out. You have no idea how many times I've written down an idea, just ripped apart that piece of paper, written again, planned again, executed, failed, fucked up, lost friends, fucked up friendship, fucked up relationships. But it has taught me a lot about myself. I would like to end on one last note. I believe everyone in their life at some point should try therapy. You can say what you want that, oh, it's not a masculine thing to go to therapy. No matter how masculine, how feminine, or how stupid you are. Oh, that was a fucking good one. I like that. No matter who you are, I believe therapy would help you because it discovers yourself. You dig deeper in the hole in order to get a better understanding of who you are. Of course, you pay $50 for a session and you realize that, okay, maybe this wasn't for me. I'd rather figure things out on my own. Then you do that. But for me, as an example, therapy has helped a lot. And it has made me realize that, for example, the defense mechanisms I had when I was younger, or the way that I handle different situations, I can't really do that anymore. So I need sort of new tools in my arsenal in order to become a functional human being. That's part of discovering yourself. Doing things that you've never done before. And one final last thing. Every single day when you have an opportunity, when you wake up, even if you're 40, 50 watching my videos, go out some more. When was the last time you, for example, climbed a tree? When was the last time you took a Lego set and went, hold on, I'll show you. Attack position, boy. Sort of thing like that, where you just said fuck it and just pretend to be 5 again. Having an inner child and letting your inner child out at times is actually a very healthy thing for you. I don't care what the fuck the internet says, and I don't care what the fuck society says about it. Being yourself and releasing this sort of tension that is built up for a while. This, for example, playing with Lego Star Wars and pretending to be a kid again. One of my favorite things that I do in order to connect when thing becomes too much, I grab one of my Lego Star Wars sets, I put on Star Wars music in the living room, or I put on one of my favorite episodes from Star Wars The Clone Wars, and I fly around my apartment. If it's my box or just pure naked, I go, this is Yark 170, come on. Just, it's a blast because it makes me smile. And when I smile, it creates this sort of happy momentum. And when I realize, you know what, I have had enough playing with my toys right now, time to put them away and continue with my work. But I have this happy energy, happy feeling in my mind that's just, you know what, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do the dishes right now. Even though I don't feel like it, I've played around with my Lego and I'm gonna go around. Even if you're a grown-ass man, you need to feed your inner child. It is you versus you. Fuck everyone else, but seek guidance when you need it. Take care, boys.